is week number 8 of the high school football season, and tonight, the Tigers of Warren Howland made the trip up to Geauga County to take on your Chardon Hilltoppers in round 2 of the Division III Region 9 Ohio High School Athletic Association football playoffs. How you doing, everyone? Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you. Also joined by our special guest tonight, Trevor. And Ryan, first playoff game of the year for the Hilltoppers. They had a bye in week 1. The big question tonight is who's really more pressure in this one? Is it the Hilltoppers ranked number 1 in the state, or their underdog opponents?
You know, it kind of depends in these situations. I think in this case there's more pressure on their underdog opponents. Now, the Hilltoppers, you know, they may not always be number 1 in the state, but they are a team that's always here. They're a formidable foe in the playoffs, and so they're used to being the good team and the team that is, you know, higher ranked in the playoffs. So I think that puts a lot more pressure on Howland coming up here tonight to take on these Hilltoppers at their place.
Howland enters this game with a 4-3 record. They have won their last 3 games in a row. Toppers undefeated right now, 6-0. A lot at stake on the line tonight. Obviously, the quest begins for the school's 2nd state title tonight. So stick around. We've got kickoff to come here on GTV. Tonight's game is brought to you by Junction Auto Family and by the Chardon Smile Center. Thanks going out to Precision Orthopedic Specialties and Hazen Contracting, Inc., asphalt paving and seal coating. This game also brought to you by Conic Law and the Preston Superstore. We also want to thank Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service and Always Construction Company. We also like to thank Zarzauer Motors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2020 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The Hilltopper Marching Band is being led onto the field tonight by senior drum majors Anna Gerstner and Will Squires. The band and band staff would like to thank our awesome band parents and school administrators for all their support this year. All right, Topper fans, put your hands together for the Chardon High School Fight Song. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please stand if you are able? Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our great country with the Star-Spangled Banner and remain standing for a very special version of the Chardon High School alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our senior band members.
Hilltopper Playoff Football on GTV is brought to you by the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Football Club. Also by Ash's Mayfield Window Cleaning Company and Sherwin-Williams. We'd like to thank our sponsors, including Achilles Running Shop and Roniak Paving. We appreciate the support of McRae Metal Products and OsteoStrong. Thanks also going out to Brock Construction Company and Impact Church. We also like to thank Shoreside Plumbing and Alvord's Yard and Garden Equipment. Here comes the 2020 Western Reserve Conference champion Chardon Hilltoppers as they are set to do battle here at Chardon Memorial. Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you, and Ryan, boy, what a night this is. Round 2 of the playoffs begins, and for the Hilltoppers, 6-0 start to the regular season. The question is, can they keep the momentum going?
Yeah, you know, they had the off week, which is weird. You don't usually get an off week before you start your playoff run, but still, this team is so good. They've been playing at such a high level. You know, they're great on the ground. Fetchik showed he could throw the touchdown pass, 4 touchdown passes a couple weeks ago at Brush, so they were playing at such a high level. The Hilltoppers going to be ready to go tonight against Howland.
You know, you bring up that Brush game, and it's a microcosm of how this season has gone for Chardon, in a sense. Big quarters, running clock.
Correct.
It's not going to be the case this whole postseason. At some point in time, they're going to get tested. Tonight, the test is going to be the defense, and they're going up against a stellar running back who's getting looks from D2 and some D1 schools.
Yeah, you know, really talented guy, and you're going to see a quick pace to tonight's game. Both these teams will run the ball a lot, and so we're going to see the ball on the ground. It's going to be up to the front line of both those defenses who can really make the other offensive line work for it.
To give you an idea, last week in their victory against Akron Buchtel, the Tigers ran the ball to their main running back, Eric Babinchak, 44 times. And I mean, that was well after the game was in hand, that they were just handing him the ball to run the clock. So.
Yeah, and you'll see them I formation, a lot of double tight stuff. You know, very traditional in offense. A lot of ways, both these teams going to play a similar style offensively.
Hilltoppers won the coin toss. They elected to kick. Back deep to receive for Howland is Matt Warmer, number 22, and Mason Gentile, number 33. Tager has been stellar as the kicker here for the Hilltoppers this year. After a run of Ziegenfuss's, he has taken over and not missed a beat. And no doubt they would love to pin the Tigers back deep to start this one.
Yeah, get started early, get your defense in a good place to go, and you get Howland feeling like they're working from behind at the beginning of the game. You don't want to give them great field position. You want them to feel the pressure early in this one.
Well, here we go. Playoff football about to begin here at Chardon Memorial. High but short kick by Tager. Going to take a bounce near the 10, picked up by Gentile, right side across the 20, did not get to the 25. Good job by the Chardon special teams.
Here they're able to stop him at 22. You know, it was a shorter kick, Matt, but it hit the turf and took a long bounce, and that really gave the Hilltoppers a chance to get down there to make the play on that.
I'm actually surprised Gentile let that bounce. Usually you see those return guys just catch it right out of the air.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well.
David Berman is the QB. Going to send his other running back, Ethan Snyder, to the end. Babinchak in the backfield. And it's a handoff, Babinchak. Nowhere. Look at that. Toppers get to him right away. Miles Mendenzun right there to make the stop.
Yeah, great job to get in there on the left side there, and it was trying to run against the right. Howland was trying to run to the right, and the Hilltoppers able to collapse that side and get a loss for a yard to start. And as we talked about, who's going to win the battle up front tonight? Good start for the Hilltoppers.
To give you an idea, the Hilltoppers have given up just over 300 yards on the ground this year. That is what the Tigers did last week. Back to Babinchak going right side, stumbled, kept his hand down, kept himself up, but nowhere to go. Strung out. Starters tonight, by the way, include on the line up front, Miles Mendenzun, Gavin Slife, and Evan Gardner. Linebackers, Blake Barker, Vince Ferrante, Cade McDevitt, and Christian Hall. Secondary includes Trey Liebhart, Nathaniel Salka, Brady Toth, and Kevin Doyle. Third down and 11 from the 21. Tigers looking to throw the ball across the middle, tipped up and incomplete.
Found some traffic down there. That one got tipped away by the linebacking core for the Hilltoppers, and not a great pass decision in the middle of the field. A lot of bodies there. Didn't result in an interception. Put it the Hilltoppers at great field position to start.
Berman was actually lucky that ball wasn't picked. There were a few more bodies there. It could have been.
Absolutely, and that would have been a bad spot to throw an interception early in the game.
So the Tigers set to punt the football. And Gage Gibson can't handle this. Snap, it's blocked! Hilltoppers have it in the end zone. Touchdown!
Low snap, ball rolled. The punter had trouble picking it up, and great pressure by the Hilltoppers to get back there and block that punt.
Believe that was Rocco Perico who came up with the blocked punt. I did not see, and maybe you did, Ryan, who blocked the punt.
No, I miss you. The Hilltoppers did such a great job of getting pressure on that. They had a bunch of bodies back there, the low snap, zero time to recover from the mistake. Great start for the Hilltoppers special teams unit here.
Well, that's how you like to see things start off. Tager out to attempt the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. Minute and a half into this one, and the Toppers have a 7-0 lead.
Well, tonight's special cablecast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for their year-round support. They are Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for their support.
Do have a special guest in the booth tonight and want to mention him. We're joined tonight by Trevor. And Trevor, what a start for the Hilltoppers, coming out with some solid defense, getting a good special teams play right there.
Yeah, it was a great play by the Chardon defense. After a bad snap, it was a little bit low when he drops it, and they were able to capitalize on that mistake and get a touchdown on it.
Do you guys just feel the energy and excitement here in Chardon?
I love playoff football, Matt. There's no way around it. I'm so excited that it's back, and you get a big play like that early, you get the crowd going, and it was loud in here. It's not the crowd you normally have, but it was loud in here after that one.
Well, just think about this, folks. It would be deafening right now if this was a normal Chardon playoff home game. Not the case, but these fans who are here are making up for it. They have brought the cowbells out in force tonight. Not quite as loud as what it was maybe against Riverside. Gentile right side running around the edge up to the 30, now just shy of the 30 before he's forced out of bounds. But I think they're going to get a little bit louder as this game goes on.
They'll get louder as the game goes on, and that will add to the pressure for Howland. We talked about pregame. We thought pressure was really on them, and, you know, early going here, you had a couple of negative runs to start, and on special teams, a low snap that leads to a special teams touchdown for your opponent, the home team, the #1 team in the region, and that pressure just keeps mounting on the Tigers right now.
Looks like it's going to be an I formation. It is, and Babinchak has it going straight ahead. Picked up a couple of hard-fought yards there.
Bounced around a little bit there, Matt. Looked for the opening, found a little seam, but pretty good push up front from the Hilltoppers so far in the first few snaps of this game defensively. Gain of 3 yards there.
Well, Babinchak, it's a far cry from what he did last week. 290 yards and 4 touchdowns. There's a reason why this young man is getting some looks from the next level.
It's a pretty good day at the office, Matt.
In his last 2 games, he has rushed for more than 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. They pitch to Babinchak, makes a good cut. No, they get him in the backfield.
I'll tell you what,
Vince Ferrante was right there.
It's just great pressure by the Hilltoppers on defense here. I mean, Howland had everyone blocking. They have 10 guys there right around the line of scrimmage. Only 1 receiver was out, and they couldn't defend against the Chardon defense. Got back there, forced a loss of 2.
John Camp wrote about this in the News Herald this week. The matchup is the Hilltopper D versus Babinchak, and so far, it has been the Hilltopper defense, but a lot of football left to play here. Flags flying.
Looks like the Hilltoppers might have been offsides, Matt.
No, you hate to see that mistake here. The good news, though, is they still have to gain 4 yards. Howland does to get that first down on the neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, I mean, the good news was you just forced a loss on the last play, so it's not putting Howland in a great spot. They still need 4 yards to pick up that first down, but you're right, Matt. You want to avoid those types of penalties in the playoff games.
Man goes in motion. Babinchak lined up to the right. They're going to swing pass it out to him. 30, 35, a little bit of a cut up to the 40. First down, Tigers.
A little bit of bubble screen action. It was the first time they were able to find some space, Matt. Just swing that ball out to the outside and get Babinchak for a first down and get that feeling of getting the ball moving in the right direction for the first time so far tonight.
Ryan, you just hit on something here. For the Tigers, you got to, at some point in time, try to do something to just establish some kind of momentum. And maybe that will be that play right there. But we have seen the Chardon defense be very good against these short yardage situations. From the gun, give it to Babinchak. Couple cuts and he's up near midfield.
Babinchak got a good hole there between the right tackle and the right guard. Nice little seam to get through to pick up a couple of yards, and that's one of the best pushes we've seen up front from the Howland offense so far here. So maybe that first down play is kind of getting things to settle in now for the Tigers.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Warren Howland. Ball on the 44-yard line. Tigers in those all-white uniforms trimmed in black letters. Of course, the Hilltoppers in their black uniforms, white trim, red letters. Pressure coming, Babinchak's hit, he puts it up, but he has a man deep, it is dropped! Oh Oh, he had Matt Warmer, but Warmer couldn't hang on to it as he dove to make the catch.
Warmer couldn't hang on to it. That was great coverage down there by the Hilltoppers, not giving Warmer really an opportunity to get some space to make that play. He almost made the fantastic catch, and tell you what, you got to give Berman some credit there, Matt, to stand in there. He made that throw while taking that hit. Pretty good throw from their quarterback.
Yeah, Miles Mendenzun just leveled him as soon as he threw the football. So what the Hilltoppers need to do is get pressure on the Tigers. But boy, that would have been a significant play had they connected. The Toppers will be keeping that one in the back of their minds. From the gun. Pass near side, nearly caught! Oh, Kevin Doyle nearly had the pick. He might have been technically screened from the receiver, or from the ball by the receiver too.
Looked like a little miscommunication there for the Tigers. Berman was looking for King. I think he thought King was on a curl route and King was going to slant across to the middle. Fortunate again that the Tigers didn't throw an interception there.
4th down and 7. Punting unit comes on again. Here's Gage Gibson. No, they're going to fake it. They're going to look to throw a reverse. It's caught near the 50, but shy of the first down. Boy, they went back to Jordan Williams on the option there.
I had a feeling something was coming, Matt, because they weren't lined up the way you'd normally line up to take a punt there. And something was coming, but trying to get some momentum going. They got that first down. They were at midfield, and Jordan Williams got the catch in open space. Unfortunately, looked like he lost his footing on the turf.
Well, now for Howland. Boy, you give the Hilltoppers the ball on your side of the field. Interesting call here this early in the game, just the 7-0 score.
It was a gamble, just trying to pick up some momentum on the road in a tough place to play against a good team, and unfortunately for the Tigers, they couldn't quite execute.
Hilltopper's going to run it right side. Pettyjohn, a couple moves. He is going! Pettyjohn going to cut it right side. And James Pettyjohn into the house. Touchdown, Toppers!
He got some great blocking downfield to help open that up for him, and Pettyjohn was gone to the races. A touchdown. We've seen so much of Pettyjohn with the big runs, and there's a big run there, 48 yards for a touchdown. And Matt, the Hilltoppers have now run only one play offensively, and they have a 2-touchdown lead in this playoff game.
Hilltoppers, when we last saw them in Lyndhurst, you and I both talked about the fact that it was a sloppy end to the starters in that game, Ryan. They're focused tonight, and very few mistakes.
Yeah, sometimes when you get a big lead early like that and you start looking ahead, sometimes maybe you can have that happen. But we did see that on the last drive the starters were out there in that game. Things had kind of gotten corrected and gotten back on the rails, and it's carried over tonight, Matt. They're certainly ready for this playoff game tonight.
Taylor connects on the P18 with 6:46 to go. It is Chardon 14 and Howland nothing. Folks, we want to mention the car right there that you see, and the reason why. There's going to be a drawing. It's a raffle drawing at the halftime of the boys varsity game on February 5th, and it's to benefit the Chardon High School Athletic Department. Proceeds from the raffle will be earmarked for a new scoreboard here at Chardon Memorial, and it's an old scoreboard. I think it was back the original here at the stadium, so it is time. The vehicle is a 2020 GMC Terrain. We will be talking more about that throughout tonight. Mention it a couple more times because it certainly is beneficial. And the Gridiron Club, they do their best, but they're not equipped to replace the scoreboard. That's where the whole community comes in. And of course, it was a community effort when the football surface was replaced a couple years back, and going to take a community effort again to get a new scoreboard, which will just make this place even better. Tager now set to kick the ball off and restart this one. Hilltoppers now up 14-0 against what is likely a shell-shocked Warren Howland team. Ball's kicked into the end zone. That's a live football. No, they're going to say a touchback? Okay.
So it goes for a touchback. I'm not sure if control was an issue. Maybe there was never control, but it goes as a touchback. So the Tigers will bring it out, but there you see it. You had on the first kickoff of the game, let it bounce and maybe lost a few yards on your return, and now you have that play happen there. Chardon, we mentioned, they're up 2 scores with only 1 offensive play in this game. I think shell-shocked is the right word, Matt. Not a great start for the Tigers here.
Well, the question is, do the Tigers have the type of offense that can come back from a 14-point deficit? We will find out. They're going to go to the air. Pass right side, receiver screen, nothing going there. Hilltoppers snuffed that one out. Trey Liebhart in on the stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, there were 2 Hilltoppers over there. They saw the screen developing. They were able to get there, make the stop. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play. And I'll tell you what, we saw Howland when they were warming up, Matt. It was pretty much all I formation. And now they've been almost all shotguns so far in the first quarter of this game.
They did have a little bit of success with Babinchak out of the gun when he was about 6-7 yards back from line of scrimmage. I think it allowed him, Ryan, to get a little bit more momentum and build up some steam and maybe a little bit better sight. They do it again. Going to make a cut right side. A little bit of running room ahead up near the 25-yard line.
Good job. A-gap hole. Ran right through it. Solid pickup, and you go from 3rd and 11 or from 2nd and 11 to 3rd and 5. So that's a good pickup to put your team in a situation with a reasonable 3rd down here.
Babinchak is a developing running back. Was an interesting article about him in their local paper where he was talking about developing field vision. And I just kind of thought, Ryan, that was something that came natural to running backs. But he was talking about really working hard to see the field better. Gets the hand up, he's off the middle, and he may be gone. 1 man to beat. Being chased by Doyle. Now a couple of Hilltoppers coming back at him, and he will be brought down from behind just shy of the goal line. Boy, a huge run by Babinchak.
Yeah, Howland is saying we're here. They're going to get behind Babinchak, and they're going to run with him. And you were just talking about field vision, Matt. If you watched that play develop, you saw it there. He was going for the A-gap. Then he saw something off to his left, changed directions, went between the guard and the tackle, and had a big hole. It would have been a 3 or 4 yard gain had he stayed on course, but he saw the field, made an adjustment, and got a huge run. 1st and goal territory for the Tigers.
I formation now. Babinchak and Ethan Snyder. Give us the Babinchak. Trying to go forward, nowhere to go. Hilltoppers D-line said no way, no how.
Yeah, great push up front for the Hilltoppers. You saw Babinchak shuffling those feet a little bit, Matt, waiting for something to develop, but the Hilltoppers were coming too strong. Nothing did. Lose a couple yards there.
Vince Ferrante, one of the first guys through.
Hey, let's go, D!
Going to be 2nd down and goal from the 5. Another I formation. They fake it, and now Berman going to run out looking to throw right side. It's tipped up and incomplete.
Nearly intercepted there. The pass was intended down there for Mason Gentile, but wasn't close to Gentile. And again, that's a 3rd near interception for the Hilltoppers tonight. But what that means is the defense is positioned well, and they're getting in the way. So they're doing their job. They're not turning it into interceptions, but good work by the secondary for the Hilltoppers so far tonight.
I formation again, receiver out to the left side. Now he's going to come in motion. That's Gentile. Give to Babinchak. Stutter steps. No, he is sent back. Gavin Slife got him high. A couple guys got him low.
It kind of seems, Matt, that Howland's had more success on the ground when they've been more spread out. There they get in that I formation. They have 2 tight ends, and there's just nowhere for Babinchak to run. The Hilltoppers come too strong up front. We might see them go to more of that kind of shotgun spread look tonight to try to get Babinchak some more room to operate.
4th down and goal from the 5. Wildcat formation now, and a timeout has been called. Question is, who called it? Hilltoppers did.
Hilltoppers weren't ready for that look. They're going to take a timeout to talk about it. Well, to all Chardon High alumni, wherever you are, be sure to connect with the Alumni Association at chardonalumni.org. Sign up for email notices and more. We didn't have the all-class dinner this year, but we are gearing up for a huge all-class dinner next year. Stay tuned and stay connected. Hilltopper star Nick Goshi. Nick's a huge Topper football fan, and we wanted to say hi.
That is replaying on GTV, and calling young ones at home and streaming now at ChardonAthletics.org.
Hilltoppers need to take a time out here, Matt. They weren't expecting that look. I'm a little surprised Howland, your ball set up on about the 6-yard line, so it lines up to it lines up to about an extra point, really, for the kick. Kind of surprised they're not taking points, getting on the board. You got a big run by Babinchek. Take the points, get yourself established in this game, and say we're here. Don't let this drive end with 0 points. It's an aggressive move. We saw one already, faking the punt at midfield, but a little surprised they're not willing to take the points here after that big Babinchek run.
Going to be interesting to see what the Tigers decide to do here coming out of this timeout. Do they keep that similar Wildcat formation? No, they do not. Babinchek and Ethan Snyder back out on the field. They actually came out for that last play. They're going to spread them wide. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the left. Babinchek in the backfield with Berman. Now all 3 guys are on the right-hand side. Berman rolling out, looking to throw, feeling some pressure toward the end zone. It is incomplete, nearly picked off by the Hilltoppers. Liebhardt again was right there. Actually, it was a smart play by Liebhardt to let it fall to the ground.
Yeah, that pass was coming in low anyway. Rolling out there, Berman, nothing opened up for him. He wound up throwing late off his front foot, so it kind of put the ball on a trajectory into the ground. And you get that big run from Babinchek for the Tigers, and that's why I was surprised, Matt, that they didn't take points there. Instead, you get nothing out of it. And for the Hilltoppers defense, you get the big stop there. It's already been a great game for the Hilltopper defense, and we're not out of the first quarter.
We haven't even had a chance to talk about this Hilltopper offense, folks. One play here in the third quarter, a 48-yard touchdown run by James Pettyjohn. We'll get you their offensive starters in just a second after this play. Give us the Pettyjohn, going to come left side, a little bit of running room. Another great move, and Pettyjohn, stutter steps, is going to be brought down from behind near the 40. And James Pettyjohn is nearing the 90-yard mark here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was Luca Masucci there, who comes up from behind with a touchdown-saving catch, Matt. Otherwise, it would have been a 95-yard touchdown run for Pettyjohn after already having a 48-yard touchdown run. The Tigers need to do a better job up front of getting in front of Pettyjohn. You're not going to be able to dive tackle him or grab his ankles. You're really going to have to wrap him up to bring him down.
1st and 10, Hilltoppers from their own 40. Fetchick from the gun. He's going to keep it himself this time. Fetchick up the middle, across midfield, and Fetchick near the 47. First down, Chardon.
The Hilltoppers just do so much right when they run the ball on offense, Matt. Everyone gets their blocking assignment. They open up the holes where it needs to be, and Fetchick able to just run through it. Another first down run. So you've run the ball 3 times today. All 3 of them have been at least 10-yard runs.
The big boys up front doing their job. George Lemaster, Nick Fay, Dylan Friend, Matt Klosky, Jesse Desipata. Of course, your tight ends include Alex McDonald, Nathaniel Salka. We'll see Brady Toth, Matt Mysick as split ends in this game. It's Toth right now. Running backs, Pettyjohn, Sean Carr, Evan Ash, and the QB is Drew Fetchick. Fetchick dropping back to pass, looking to throw down the middle of the field to Toth. No, a little bit too high.
Berman, the quarterback, doing double duty there in the defensive backfield. Great coverage there by Berman to be able to knock that one away.
Not a bad idea. Spread the field a little bit, make Howland think about some things.
And you look at the Tigers there. They have Berman, their quarterback, also playing cornerback. And when he stands at 6'3", you understand why, Matt. They tell their quarterback, we're going to have you do double duty in the defensive secondary as well.
Well, when you have the likes of Salka and Toth, and McDonald's 6'3", You need those. You need that height. Man going in motion now. Hilltoppers will come set. Pettyjohn again going in motion, and I think Chardon going to burn a timeout. They do.
It is the Hilltoppers.
With 2:08 to play, the Hilltoppers forced to burn their second timeout. Boy, didn't expect to see that.
Don't know if they had an issue getting the play call down, or maybe they didn't like their personnel, but they felt the need to take a timeout there in that situation.
Yeah, a little unusual for that to happen. I mean, we saw Angelo Ferrante go in motion. I don't know if that was it or what.
Well, a huge thanks to the Chardon Gridiron Club and our sponsors. If you or your business want to get in the game with Topper Football, contact Tim Semler at 440-487-3116 or Alex McDonald at 440-251-8214. Don't miss out on the unique opportunity to be a part of the action of Hilltopper playoff football.
Proceeds from the raffle will go toward the new scoreboard here at Chardon Memorial Field. Go to ChardonAthletics.org tonight to purchase.
Topper's going to break that sideline huddle, come back out, and
Thank you, Junction Auto family, for your generous donation.
going to have a two-receiver formation now on the right side. Now Barker, they're going to swing it out to him. Blake has the catch into the 50, cuts up field 45, and brought down shy of the 40, but a number of flags come out.
Yeah, we'll to wait and see where everything's going. The flag in the backfield is in the area of something that would be holding against Chardon, and it looks like to be the call, but there's a flag against the defense in the defensive backfield as well, so we'll have to wait and see what the officials work out here, Matt, and what the end result is. I think there might be 2 penalties on this play.
Was a block in the back against Chardon, then a face masking against Howland.
Yeah, so those penalties offset, Matt. So no harm, no foul. We'll go from 2nd and 10.
I actually appreciate the head official. I could hear him from up here in the stands.
I was going to say he's not going to be able to talk tomorrow morning, but that is a booming voice.
So I guess no harm, no foul.
Correct? That's the saying.
Yeah. Fetchick dropping back the pass, stepping up down the sideline. He has McDonald with the catch. 20. McDonald to the 10. Can he make it? He is close. I'm waiting for the signal. No, down at the 1.
I'll tell you what, McDonald made a great move there. Matthew Woomer was trying to cover him, and Woomer is 5'9", McDonald is 6'3". McDonald made a move on Woomer and got behind him, and there was nobody there. And again, Mason Gentile, who is like the center field safety on this defense, able to get over to make a touchdown-saving tackle again for the Tigers in this one.
Second time in the last 2 games we've seen McDonald be a yard shy of a big touchdown reception.
So second time, once again, all the credit for that goes to Mason Gentile, who's kind of the strong safety there, and he was able to get back there and make the stop.
Topper's going to go straight ahead in the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
I'll tell you what, it's unfortunate for McDonald that he didn't get in, but if you're McDonald and you get your team to the 1-yard line, you pretty much know you're going to score when you're on the Hilltoppers, and that's what happened there. Easy yard for Chardon.
Well, Chardon doing what they do best, run the football. Nathan Tager out to attempt the PAT. Bit of a high snap, they get it down, kick is underway. And it is good. So with 1:12 to play here in the first quarter, to Chardon 21 and Howland nothing. Folks, look at that beautiful vehicle again. That right there is a GMC Terrain. And courtesy of the Junction Auto family, tickets $25 each, available at ChardonAthletics.org. Everything being sold online now through the 5th of February. Good news, you see down on the bottom there, winner need not be present. So if you can't make it to that game due to what's going to likely be stricter social distancing restrictions and whatnot, because we're going to be inside, not outside, still get those tickets. Again, chardonathletics.org, the grand prize. There's also, by the way, a $500 second prize on that car as well, or that SUV.
Yeah, definitely a raffle to get yourself in. So get in there, great prizes. You know, Matt, a couple weeks ago when we were in Lyndhurst, we were talking about how Chardon's big quarter this season has been the third quarter. Well, this is 2 weeks in a row now. A couple weeks ago at Brush, and now this week here in this playoff game, 3 first-quarter touchdowns for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, for a while it had been the third quarter, but lately you pointed out exactly right, Mr. Radke. It's been that first quarter.
And it's always good to get a big lead, and especially at home in a playoff game, you get that road team down 3 scores early. It's a huge thing to do, so always good to start fast. That's what the Hilltoppers have done tonight.
High kickoff, and they have had problems with this throughout the night. Gentile from the 1 up to the 10, 15 right side, 20. Still on his feet near the 25, up toward the 30, and that's about it. Boy, looking back now, how huge was that 4th down stop? I mean, that's a 14-point swing potentially, or maybe even a 10 if you say, okay, they go for the field goal.
Yeah, you know, and I understand why the Tigers did it. You're on the road, you're playing the number 1 team in the region, you're already down. You know, the time to be aggressive is early. And so, but they went for it on 4th and 5 at midfield, didn't get it. Chardon gets a touchdown right after that. And then again, when they could have at least gotten points, go for it on 4th down and didn't get it. I mean, who knows, but probably not 21-0 Chardon now if you punt or take a field goal there. So definitely had an impact on this game, those 2 decisions. And again, understand 100% why Howland's coach is doing it. You're trying to get some momentum against a really good team on the road early.
Pass left side, incomplete, flags flying.
Thing with aggressive calls, though, is if they don't work out, it can put you in a hole, and that's kind of what's happened here to the Tigers.
Illegal procedure penalty against Howland.
A legal procedure against the Tigers, and boy, they just they've had some mistakes down on that end of the field tonight.
They have, and those are the penalties in the playoff games that you really need to avoid. You know, we saw, you know, block in the back, face mask earlier. No, sometimes even face masks. Sometimes those things just happen when you're playing. But you know, Howland with the illegal procedure, Chardon earlier in the game with the offsides. Those are the penalties. The avoidable penalties are the ones that you really don't want to make in playoff games. And so it's the type of stuff you need to shut down if you're the Tigers, who now face a 1st and 15.
David Berman from the gun, Babinchak to his right, gonna fake the handoff, and he's gonna throw it just before he gets some pressure, and ball will drop incomplete. A lot of guys over there. I'm not sure who that was even intended for.
No, that looked like an emergency option dump off. I thought the play was intended to go in the other direction. He had a couple of receivers out there. He had Woomer out there. He also had a tight end out there, Braden Gibson, but instead he turned around and went back to the left, and there were all kinds of bodies over there, and it falls as an incomplete pass.
Will be 2nd down and 15 now for Howland. And they are trying to get something going here. Other than really one big run play, they have struggled with the offense. Babin checking to stay back to be a blocking back. Berman running out, avoids one, but then he cannot avoid the other. Hilltoppers get him in the backfield for the sack. Christian Hall in on that stop.
I'll tell you what, Christian Hall with a big hit there against Berman. He got back there, knocked into the big quarterback, and sent him to the ground. Great play for the Chardon Hilltoppers, and it's the type of first quarter it's been here for Howland. They just can't get anything going in the positive direction.
Well,
that was a loss of at least 10, Matt, on that sack.
That was a huge loss. Going to bring up 3rd down and 23, and the good news for Howland is the first quarter's going to come to an end before they have to make a snap, if I did my math right. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before in the past on this stuff, but I think
you were right.
Quarter came to an end. So at the end of one, it is Chardon 21 and Howland nothing. Tonight's contest is brought to you by the Junction Auto Family. Also by the Chardon Smile Center. We thank Precision Orthopedic Specialties. And Hazen Contracting Inc. Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. Shout out to Conic Law, one of our fine sponsors for tonight. And the Preston Superstore. This game also brought to you by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. And Always Construction Company. We also like to thank Zarzauer Motors. And to start the second quarter here with Howland facing a 3rd and 23 situation. It has been that kind of a night for them, where they've had mistakes, and unfortunately that Chardon defense has been a lot to handle for them. Mendenzun coming off the right side, chasing Berman from behind. Berman puts up an errant pass, it's intercepted at the 30, coming near side 20. And the Hilltoppers get another pick this year, it's Brady Toth.
Huge pick by Brady Toth. You know, that ball was a little bit of, it was flopping back and forth, didn't have a tight spiral, but the thing that Berman did that you always tell a quarterback not to do, threw back across his body. Toth did a great job to be positioned. You know, 3 near interceptions in the first quarter for the Hilltoppers, Matt. Eventually, if you keep getting to the spot, you're going to get a pick, and the Hilltoppers did that time.
Nathaniel Salka going to come out and line up as the split end toward the left side. Watch out for him right here. Fetchik getting his guy situated. He's got Carr and Ash in the backfield. They're going to swing it out. Nasalka makes the catch, running toward the end zone, spinning around. Touchdown, Toppers!
Well, Matt, you called it. Salka's in the game. Watch out for him. Screen pass to Salka, and he's able to go 21 yards for the touchdown and extend the Chardon lead.
Well, Nathaniel Salka, we've seen him play some quarterback this year in that Chardon version of the Wildcat, but he has come in and he's made a great touchdown catch and had to do some hard work there with his feet, spun around, able to fall into the end zone, and the Hilltoppers pulling away now.
Nathan Tager to kick.
Tager with the PAT attempt, puts it in the stands, and it is good. With 11:43 to play here in the second quarter to Chardon 28 and Howland nothing.
Well, we want to send out a huge thanks to the Chardon Gridiron Club and our sponsors. If you or your business want to get in the game with Topper football, you can contact Tim Semler at 440-487-3116 or Alex McDonald at 440-251-8214. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity to be a part of the action for Hilltopper playoff football.
Follow any directions given by event staff and be respectful while interacting with those who are working.
A 21-yard touchdown reception.
Continue bringing Chardon High School sports to our
It's
fans.
now 28-0. And Trevor, did you expect this kind of a game when you walked into the stadium tonight?
I mean, I knew that Chardon's been blowing out opponents all year. I didn't think it'd go out this quickly. I mean, they got a pump block touchdown right at the beginning of the game, and then a one-play long touchdown run. It's getting out of hand here.
And Mason Gentile.
Impressed by the defense?
Yeah.
This is a defense the likes of which has not been seen here in Chardon in years, folks. And I appreciate the fact that you are joining us here and being able to watch it on GTV, because who knows when the next time we will see this kind of a defense. I'm going to have to ask Mitch after the game how this compares with his defense back when he played here. Short kick heading toward the sideline, and it does go out of bounds.
You know, you talk about that Chardon defense. When you have the defense that the Hilltoppers have, and you could match it with the offense and the offensive execution, 2 drives today have been one-play touchdown drives for the Hilltopper offense. When you can put those 2 things together, probably going to make a pretty deep run, and that's how you end up being the #1 team in your region.
Well, we talked about the pressure entering this game, Ryan, and I was kind of concerned maybe there'd be a little bit of pressure on the Hilltoppers coming in because #1 team by the Associated polled in Division III, the top seed here in Division III Region 9. But the pressure literally and physically has been on Howland tonight.
You know, if Chardon were a team that weren't normally in that position or in the playoffs, there'd be some pressure on them. But the Hilltoppers, their coaching staff, they're all used to that kind of pressure. So no surprise there that pressure fell to Howland. And, you know, we saw early Howland make a couple of mistakes that might have been related to maybe feeling a little bit of that pressure.
Babinchek going nowhere on that run, picked up maybe a foot. Christian Hall, one of the first guys to get to him. And it's 2nd down and 10.
The offensive line for the Tigers has just not been able to offer much of a push at all up front. Babinchek's a great runner. We've seen that when he's gotten space, he just hasn't had much of it.
Berman under center will hand it off. Babinchek again. A little bit of a stutter step delay. Gets up near the 39-yard line. Short pickup on 2nd down. Will bring up 3rd down and long.
And now we've seen on this drive, after we saw the Tigers spreading it out a little bit, trying to get some more room for Babinchek, they're back into that I formation. You know, they were spread, they were thrown. Last week, Babinchek ran 44 times. They were throwing the ball a bit more early, but you had the big sack followed by the interception, and it seems like they're kind of going back to their I formation offense that they normally run.
Well, and you have to wonder if it's just what they're more comfortable running. Babinchek again gets the call and is stopped at the line again. So many Hilltoppers there, including Evan Gardner.
Yeah, everyone was in there. Just Babinchek couldn't find a blocker to get behind. Too much push from the linebackers for the Hilltoppers, and just nothing there.
You also have to wonder, Ryan, if part of the reason why they're going to be running that I formation right now is to just protect the quarterback, Berman. I mean, he has been hit hard a couple times already tonight.
They're going for it here. They're already down 28-0, Matt.
Boy, Coach Hewitt not happy. Hilltoppers here with 9:52 to play in the second, forced to burn their final timeout. They did not have the right personnel out on the field.
So the Hilltoppers had the special teams unit out there, and then you saw them trying to find everybody, and defensive players were running back out there. So the Hilltoppers just went ahead and took a timeout. Now, I completely understand this, Matt. I mean, I know it's a second quarter, but you're down 28-0. I mean, this is the time to go for it on 4th and 6 if you're the Tigers. So that's why they're not punting here. They're already down 4 scores.
There's no difference really between a 4-score or 5-score deficit at this juncture of the game.
No.
Second half, there is, because you're talking a running clock.
Correct. There would be in the second half. You wouldn't want to risk handing over a running clock. But in this situation, it's will be the 3rd time that they go for it on 4th down. So far, they're 0 for 2. And at 4th and 6, this is around their longest 4th down try so far.
Well, for Howland, you got to think, okay, they showed the offense. You forced Chardon to burn their final timeout. Would you maybe now just punt the football? A little bit of a chess match here, or are you going to send the offense back out?
Offense is back out there. Like I said, right now it's clear the Tigers are at a point in this game where they feel like they can't possibly let themselves fall any further behind than this, so they're going for it here when they think it will still matter.
We have not seen this formation tonight. 5 receivers, 3 near side, 2 far side. Berman back to pass. Barker coming out from behind. Does he dive forward and get it? It's going to be awfully close.
If this mark on the field is correct, he's about a yard short. They're marking him up at the 44. And yeah, that's a turnover on downs. 0 for 3 on 4th down now for the Tigers.
Interesting call there. Not a bad call. I'm surprised we haven't seen the QB run a little bit more tonight, actually.
He had the rollout, and I'm thinking that he had an option to throw if something was open downfield. Nothing was. He had some room. He went for it, and he just reached out of bounds a little too early. Maybe if he were 6'6", Matt, he might have hit that marker for the 1st down.
1st and 10 Toppers from the 43. Hilltoppers going to just go straight up the middle. The big man, Mr. Sean Carr. First time they've given it to the fullback tonight, he just moved those chains.
Well, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I don't have the exact count, but Hilltoppers probably aren't even at 10 snaps offensively yet, so there hasn't been much of an opportunity to get Carr in. They scored a special team touchdown, 2 touchdowns on 1-play drives, so haven't had to run a lot of offense so far, have the Hilltoppers.
Fetchik going to keep it himself. Running off tackle to the right, and another big chunk of yards, and I would love to see what the Hilltoppers yards per carry is tonight, because it's got to be up there.
Yeah, they're somewhere between 7 and 10 right now, Matt. I mean, this is about as short as it goes, is 5 yards for Chardon so far tonight.
Fetchek getting his running back set up. Well, handball off Pettyjohn, left side, running room again. Pettyjohn trying to get around the corner, couldn't quite do it, but he picked up the first down near the 20 left side.
He got a block. He was able to get around the first block, but then was unable to find that other corner. Credit to the Tigers there, but still, enough for a first down. That's all you need. Move the chains, keep the chains moving, and the clock running here.
Hilltoppers hurrying up a little bit here. Might be practicing some stuff for later on come playoff time. Fetchik rolling out to his left, going to throw the ball toward the end zone. It is tipped and it is intercepted inside the 5.
Well, Fetchik was hit as he threw. Nicholas Mahavik got back there and knocked into Fetchik, and he threw the ball to a spot where there were 4 white jerseys, Matt, and that ball did get intercepted. So the first turnover that the Hilltoppers have committed tonight.
Well, if that's their biggest mistake of the night and they can survive that, they'll be in good shape. Almost like a punt to a certain extent, and you hate to not score points here, Ryan, but you pin Howland back deep, and they have had issues this far back in the field.
Yeah, they're Howland's on their own 4 now, facing this Chardon defense.
Berman from the gun, dropping back to pass, stepping up, going to throw right side, incomplete. Boy, he had a man open, but
Berman made the throw, but Matthew Woomer, Matt, you saw it. He turned his head to look upfield what was behind him before he secured the football, and that 1 second caught him. You could see by the time he turned back around, the ball had already hit his chest and he couldn't adjust. But Berman made the throw. He had his guy there.
I believe that's Jaden Lewis lining up left side. They will run the ball, running room for Babinchak across the 5 out near the 7.
A little bit of misdirection there, just trying to get themselves from breathing room. Good positive play. Unfortunately, when you have that first down play go for nothing, you're still facing a 3rd and 7 inside your own 10.
Well, this is a huge down for both teams here. Chardon can get a stop. You have to think that Howland's going to be punting. You wouldn't be going for it this deep in your territory. 2 receivers lined up to the left and 1 to the right. Babinchak in the backfield. Berman looking to throw. Now he's going to take off, going to throw down the field, man wide open. Did he leave it short? It's tipped away. Boy, coming and racing out was Nathaniel Salka, and a good decision by Salka to jump up and knock that away. Jaden Lewis was coming back to it, trying to get the catch.
Yeah, that was a great play by Salka, because if Lewis catches that ball, he's in the end zone for a touchdown. And I'll tell you what, great protection that time by the Tiger offensive line. Berman had plenty of time to let that play develop and get the good throw off. And Lewis was open, but Salka just comes into frame and puts his arm up there and knocks the ball down.
4th and 10. And the punter, Gage Gibson, back to go to work. End over end kick can be fielded at the 40. McDevitt can't get away from the first gunner down. He'll be stopped at the 37.
So unfortunately for the Tigers, they go 3 and out, but that punt went a little better than their first attempt today that resulted in the blocked punt and the Hilltopper touchdown. But still for Chardon, they're back at 1st and 10 at the 37, and all that really happened is a little bit more time came off the clock while the offense was on the bench.
28-0 the score. You see it right there, 7:16 to play here before halftime. And it has been all Hilltoppers in this one. If you're just joining us, boy, you've missed a fun game so far here in round 2 of the playoffs. Hilltoppers going receiver screen. Pettyjohn right side makes one man miss, makes another man miss. Pettyjohn out to the 20, turning on the burners 10. Pettyjohn down inside the 5.
Pettyjohn made 2 great moves there. He's faked a stutter step to his right and juked left. Then he juked back right on another defender, but eventually getting down there, Mason Gentile was able to pull him down. Gentile's pretty quick. That's why they have him playing that safety position, because he can get all over the field, and he once again makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
Going to be 1st and goal now from the 4 for Chardon. Drew Fetchick has had a good game with his arm despite the 1 interception on the last drive. They will pitch the ball right side in the end zone. Touchdown! That is Carr with the score.
Misdirection play there. They faked a toss, but they had handed the ball off to Carr, and Carr is in on a 4-yard touchdown run. And we start the second half right now. It would be a running clock in the second half.
I'll admit that I thought they were going to be doing the pitch.
Yeah,
they faked
the pitch and handed off to Carr.
So Sean Carr gets in the end zone, and Hilltopper PAT unit coming back out for some more work. Kick is underway, and it's well into the stands, and go to 6:35 here in the second quarter. It's the Toppers 35 and Howland nothing.
35. Howland Tigers 0.
Well, Chardon Alumni Association, they were working on an old films project, 150 cans of old game films from the 50s through the 80s, and they'd like some help digitizing those. If you'd like to help, you contact Nick Goshi at goshia@hotmail.com.
I believe that was Carr's 4th touchdown of the year, and it came at a great time here because the Hilltoppers have just pulled away, and you got to start thinking now, Ryan, we may be seeing the starters here maybe much sooner than a lot of people expected to leave this game, just because it's going to be so lopsided.
Yeah, this might be a situation where you don't see the starters in the second half. If you do, it's for one series. We talked about this a couple weeks ago at Brush. It just, the way that this season has been structured with that week off in the middle kind of makes things really tough. You don't want a situation where the guys in 3 weeks only play a total of 4 quarters of football. So it makes the situation a little difficult, but it's a good problem to have. You want to be in that situation that the Hilltoppers are in.
We will talk in the second half about the playoff potential matchup because it is intriguing. Ball bobbled eventually. Gentile able to haul it in. He makes his way up near the 25 before he's brought down. But boy, Gentile has had major issues with that kickoff.
Yeah, he's been great defensively tonight, but he has had some issues in fielding those kick returns today. You're absolutely correct.
Well, out comes the Chardon Hilltopper defense. Through 6 games, they've only allowed about 310 rushing yards. Do the math, that's 52 rushing yards a game and about 77 passing yards a game as well. Now, Babinchek has probably blown up that he had that big 40-some yard run already, but he's been held in check otherwise throughout this night.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier in the game the battle between Babinchek and the Chardon defense, and Chardon defense showing just how good they are going against Babinchek. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was movement on the Tigers. But yeah, so I mean that speaks volumes to just how good this Chardon defense is. Babinchek is a really good running back. You mentioned earlier he's getting D1 looks, and it's been shut down tonight outside of one run by these Hilltoppers.
1st and 15.
Going to be 1st and 15 Howland from the 20 now. Has been a long night so far for the Tigers, and we're not even at halftime yet. Run again, and nothing going there. 1, 2, 3, 4 Hilltoppers right there to get Babinchek in the backfield. Salka, McDivitt. I saw Gavin, or Slifen missed that third number. It might have been Cade McDivitt.
Lost on the play.
But, boy, these guys, and how often have we talked about this throughout this season, Ryan, is their ability to get to the ball.
Absolutely. You know, that time Chardon brought the linebackers, and not a great job of blocking in those gaps by the Tigers, and the Hilltoppers able to get back there, and Babinchek had nowhere he could go.
Second and 18 for the Tigers, and movement. This time it looks like it's going to be a Hilltopper infraction.
That was a jump, and that's the second time we've seen that, so let's be pretty good at deking out that snap count on the Tigers side of the football, but it's the second time today that the Hilltoppers have jumped off sides. Yep, that's something that will happen sometimes, because when you're being aggressive, Matt, and you want to get in there and make that play, you're going to jump early occasionally.
Folks, Nick Fay, who jumped off sides, raced out to the sidelines and just did an immediate 10 push-ups.
He knows that's what you got to do. Jump off sides, come out and give me 10.
Well, you'd think it's something after the game, not wasting energy during the game, but nonetheless. Another flag. Birmingham throws up another duck. He was hit again, and he's a bit slow to get up off the turf. Numerous flags. Flags from the right, flags from the left. Let's see what this is.
Yeah, I believe it's going to go against Howland. I couldn't quite see it, Matt. I believe where it happened, it's in the line of sight between me and our camera, so I missed the exact play, but it is going to go against Howland.
Illegal procedure is the call. Hilltoppers have, what have they done? They have declined the penalty.
Penalty is declined.
Going to bring it 3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13.
Realistically, no reason why you'd accept that one the way this defense has been playing. I'd take the down. Topper showing blitz. Running back heading out right side, and a good stop by Kevin Doyle. Boy, Babinchek, I thought he might be getting to the outside corner, but Kevin Doyle, a textbook tackle right there.
Yeah, Doyle did exactly what you need to do. He got low, hit the center of mass, brought Babinchek down, and Howland's not playing around here, Matt. They're bringing the punt unit out onto the field.
Can't blame him at this stage. Doyle, one of the top pass defenders on this team. 1 pick. He's got 18 tackles this season, 16 solo. Good snap, punt. That's a high one. Ball will be caught near the 36. McDivitt racing ahead near midfield 50 and out of bounds near the 45 as he leveled a couple of Tigers.
It's a nice run back there, and Hilltoppers, you know, one thing we allude to it a lot when we talk about the good defense. We allude to it, but we don't say it outright. They are a physical football team, and when you play the Chardon Hilltoppers, you're going to have to be ready to get hit in the nose. That's something they're going to bring to you. And like I said, we allude to it, but we never say it directly, but that's a matter of fact.
This defense is the dream unit for Mitch Hewitt because of how physical they are, how they get to the ball, and the speed on this defense is just so fast. I mean, these guys are quick. Speaking of quick pass out left side, spun around after a short gain.
Babinchek's pass complete to Angelo Ferrante.
Angelo Ferrante getting into the game, and Ferrante with the catch for a couple yards.
Good work by the Tigers there to be on that play. Chardon's run that pass a couple times today, and Howland was ready for it this time.
Second and 9, man in motion. They will give it to Carr. Carr up the gut near the 40-yard line.
Simple pickup of 3 on the old dive run there.
Well, time ticking off the clock, and the Hilltoppers back at it. Fetchik from the gun will fake the handoff. Going to try to get around the right side. He has the corner, 35-30. Fetchik out of bounds near the 25. Late push, but officials keep the flag in their pockets.
He faked that run, so no one was looking at Fetchik anymore, and Fetchik was able to stretch the field, turn the corner, pick up the first down, and those are just the types of things that on offense the Hilltoppers do so well. Everyone executes their job, and it makes those misdirection plays work so well.
Clock stopped, 2:59 here before halftime. Toppers would love to get one more score on the scoreboard before halftime. Barker going in motion, gets the swing pass left side, makes a nice cut, but I think this one's coming back.
You would be correct. It's going to go back against the Hilltoppers. Loss of 10.
Going to be a hold on Chardon, so move it back 10 from the spot of the foul. That's the one thing that we have not really had a lot of this year compared to prior years is the holding calls.
No. The Hilltoppers have done a pretty good job of keeping that locked up. You know, holding is going to happen over the course of a game, but Hilltoppers do a great job of, you know, getting on their blocks and doing things technically correctly and avoiding those types of penalties.
Well, the other thing with Chardon, too, in this wing T misdirection that they run, is there's times where the officials don't even see where the ball is, and they're calling a holding that never happened or isn't there. The officials that have reffed these Chardon games have been very good this year in that sense and really limiting those calls. First and 20 from the 39. Fetchik looking to throw down the field towards Salka, overthrows him. Incomplete.
There's a cannon throw there by Fetchik. That was a long pass, and you know, Salka's got some good speed. He couldn't catch up to that. Fetchik had all day to throw back there, and he wound up and got a great throw off. He just overthrew his receiver a little bit.
We'll bring up second down and 20 for the Toppers. And not many plays in the old Hilltopper offensive playbook designed to get you to 20, but a big run here could do a lot of good. Pettyjohn the call, coming around the right side, 30. Pettyjohn 20, down to the 10. It's about par for the night.
Yep, chased down at the 10. I mean, we talked about it. Mason Gentile does a great job from the safety position of getting to the spot and making those stops. And he got there again, but another big run for the Hilltoppers to get them inside the 10-yard line here, first and goal from the 7. But Gentile has made it difficult for the Hilltoppers to finish off the big runs.
He has been working very hard tonight. First and goal, Toppers from the 7, and boy, what a night James Pettyjohn has had as well. Sean Carr being moved over just a few steps to the left. Fetchik under center sends Ash in motion. They give us to Ash, makes a cut toward the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers! Evan Ash with the score.
Great work by Ash. He changed direction, went another way, got in the end zone for a touchdown. All these flags came out after the play, Matt. I believe the touchdown is going to stand. I think we're going to have flags after. Not sure if it might not be.
Well, the officials, and this is unusual, they're actually talking with a member of the Tigers. And I'm not sure if they're letting this young man explain himself or not, but that's Giorgio Frazeskos.
It looks like he's being
escorted
to the sideline. Gives me the idea that there's going to be unsportsmanlike involved here.
It is unsportsmanlike against Howland.
Penalty is a personal foul on Howland.
Penalty will be assessed on the
That
kickoff.
will be assessed on the kickoff.
So Ash, the 7-yard touchdown run. And the frustration mounting for the Tigers.
Nathan Tegger to attempt the extra point.
Tager working on the PAT here. Good snap, kick is down, it is underway, and that kick is good. So with 1:52 to play here in the second quarter, to Chardon 42, and Warren Howland Tigers nothing.
Teaming up for education, supporting local schools, you shop, we give. When you use your Heinen's Tasteful Rewards card throughout the school year, Heinen's will donate up to 1% of your purchases to a school of your choice. Now you see some ways to sign up there on screen, online at heinens.com/schools. You know, you hold phone camera to scan the QR code, or you can call the customer relations department at 1-855-475-2300 extension 2337. Be sure to reselect your school every year. So if you did it last year and you think you're good, you're not. You got to get out and sign up again. So there's some information on how you can do that.
Yeah, wonderful way to get some money to the Chardon Schools Foundation. Folks, that does not go to the athletic department. It goes to the Chardon Schools Foundation. Of course, we here at GTV do the Chardon Schools Foundation auction every year. And it's the same thing. That funding all goes to the Chardon Schools Foundation. They essentially give grants to the teachers. And the teachers have to, they have to actually write grants out, send them to the Chardon Schools Foundation, and the foundation will award grants to the teachers for it, and it's all for education only. Can't stress that one enough. So great thing to do there.
Great program here at the Chardon Schools through the foundation.
Penalty assessed on the kickoff, so it'll mean Tager from the 45. He's in field goal range essentially.
So
I would love to, Ryan, I'd love to see him just try to put it through the uprights right here.
I was to say, why not? See if you could do it. I mean, he doesn't have any wind to contend with. It's dead calm. If he did it, it was all him. No resistance. He's going for it.
He is. Just to the left.
Just to the left, yeah. I think he might have had the distance on that, man. I think it might have just been to the left. It's close.
Well, Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you, joined by our special guest Trevor tonight, and this has been one heck of a contest from the Hilltopper standpoint. And Trevor, it just seems that the Hilltopper offense can't do anything wrong at this point in time.
It seems like it, and it seems like the other offense can't do much right.
Yeah, they certainly have struggled, and you know, despite the fact that they've got a Division II, Division I running back, the battle of the trenches has just not gone the Howland Tigers' way.
I'll tell you what, and the Tigers are in a long line of teams that have struggled offensively against the Hilltoppers this year.
It seems like both teams right now are really trying to establish the run, and Chardon's the only one who can really get it going.
Oh, they have been good at it all year long. From the gun, Berman dropping back to throw, puts it up again. It's intercepted! Multiple flags come out, but the Hilltoppers with the pick. Trey Liebhart. The question is, will they be calling PI?
Yeah, I think they're going to get Salka here on a little shove. You know, it was difficult to see. I think there might have been an arm out there. They're going to get him on a little call there. I thought from where we're sitting it was incidental, but the officials obviously saw things a different way on the field, Matt.
Well, and it's not like it's a close game where, I mean, 42-0, it's the team that's down. Sometimes they do get the benefit of doubt on those kinds of calls.
You will occasionally see that, yes.
Currently, Hubbard is leading Geneva at halftime, 19-7.
Minute 45 to go here before half. Chardon just cruising right along here from Chardon Memorial. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Berman gonna keep it running right side, 35, and good tackle.
Berman on
by Chardon. That was Blake Barker with the stop. And the southpaw with a fastball, mid-80s. Quick throw, it is caught behind it. Well, it was caught behind the first down mark. They will gain about a yard or so. And Howland trying to hurry.
Yeah, they're going no huddle here with 1:10 left.
Three receivers left and one to the right. Berman looking to throw toward the sidelines, incomplete, overthrew his intended receiver, who had no chance to get that one.
William King was open there, but the throw, as you mentioned, a bit high. So 4th down, 42-0, 1:01 left. You know, we've seen Howland be aggressive this entire first half. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't go for it here at this point.
Yeah, nothing to lose, and realistically, I don't think the Toppers at this stage would attempt to run up the score with about a minute to go if they get the ball back here, especially since they get the ball coming out at halftime. I formation behind Berman. Babinchak the call, goes ahead, and he is gonna, I believe, well, ball is on the ground. Hilltoppers say they get it. The question is, was forward progress called? I don't think so. And now a late flag.
I'm still not clear, Matt, if they called forward progress or not. I'm not sure that was clearly called on the field.
Now the officials.
The flag came in late again, so it was something after the fact.
Well, make no mistake about it, you have one team that is extremely frustrated right now, who we've seen at least one of their players let their emotions get the best of him, or let his emotion get the best of him. And if you're the Hilltoppers, you just do not want to do something that would make you ineligible to play next week. Call will be against the Hilltoppers.
I was going to say, the penalty was after the play, so Chardon should.
So the 15 yards assessed after the play ended. So the Hilltoppers do get the ball back.
I would imagine you're right, Matt. This is going to be a nice, safe run. You know, if they get a big gap, great, but they're not trying to score a touchdown here in these last 53 seconds of the half.
Howland does have all 3 timeouts left, but I do not expect them to use them here. Hilltoppers in formation to take a knee. They'll need to take one more.
And you're right, Howland's not going to use their timeouts. They're going to let them take the knee and get in the locker room. Great first half for the Hilltoppers. Started early with that blocked punt, turned into a touchdown, and then after getting the ball back at midfield, the Hilltoppers ran one play for a touchdown, so they had run one offensive play and had a 14-0 lead in this game.
Toppers take a knee, and that will do it here for the half. So we head to the third quarter with the score, Chardon 42 and Howland 0. We invite you folks to stick around. We will have the fine sounds of the Hilltopper Marching Band coming your way.
And at the end of the half, the score, your Chardon Hilltoppers 42, Howland Tigers.
However, before we head to halftime, we want to thank our wonderful sponsors who are bringing you high school playoff football here on GTV. They include the Junction Auto family, the Chardon Smile Center, Precision Orthopedic Specialties, Hazen Contracting Inc., Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating, Conic Law, Preston Superstore, Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Always Construction, and Zarzauer Motors. And now, folks, we turn it over to the sounds of the Hilltopper, sights and sounds, I should say, of the Hilltopper Marching Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing your 2020 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being led onto the field by our senior drum majors, Will Squires and Anna Gerstner. As we mentioned during pregame, the band and staff is extremely proud of this group of students in front of you, and we are grateful to the kids and their parents for their flexibility and dedication in preparing the band for this new normal. From wearing masks and rehearsal to social distancing, it has not been easy. But here we are, ready to entertain you. Our opening piece will feature our senior trumpets, Anna Gerstner, Mackenzie Brown, Ben Perry, Jesse Desipita, and Mateo Chavero. Here is our exciting Latin number, Aztec Fire. Our next two numbers were selected by our senior band members. Up first from the mega group Queen, this tune was released in 1979. It was Queen's first #1 U.S. hit single the following year in 1980. From our senior sophomore year and featuring our topperettes under the direction of Mrs. Debbie Staple and Mrs. Caitlin Sanders, get ready for a crazy little thing called love. From our seniors' freshman year, we bring you this heavy-hitting rock tune by Fall Out Boy, with our majorettes Hallie, Faith, Julianne, Savannah, Lauren, and Courtney. Here is Light 'Em Up.
Light 'em up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Chardon High School Fight Song.
Welcome back, everyone. Chardon Memorial. It is 42-0 here at halftime. And folks, we could not bring you this game without our fine sponsors. And tonight's sponsors include Ash's Mayfield Window Cleaning Company. Also, thanks going out to Sherwin-Williams. Other sponsors include Roniak Paving and Achilles Running Shop. We also extend our thanks to Osteo Strong and McRae Metal Products. Our sponsors tonight also include Impact Church and Brock Construction Company. We also need to thank Alvord's Yard and Garden Equipment and Shoreside Plumbing. Folks, welcome back here to Chardon Memorial as myself, Ryan Radke, with you, bundled up for tonight because it's a brisk one. But we want to talk about some of the signs here that you can get. And first off, are they any? And there's some around here. Ryan, you've got a little small one right there. Spence, if you want to zoom in on that for a second here. And then cool little metal sign. And I've got one in my hand here. If you can see it all lit up. This is one of the big signs. And LED lighting, it's got that nice retro, thank you, Brian, that There we go. That nice retro look to it. The I don't want to call it quite rusted metal, but it's got that really cool.
It's a rustic
industrial
look.
Rustic. Thank you.
Rustic look. Yes.
So, folks, let me hand that back to you, Brian. Chardon High School Gridiron Club is selling these steel logo signs, and you can get them. They are ways that you can show your pride here in Chardon. All the major parts are professionally made locally, and just completely incredible. All proceeds will go to the Chardon School's football program through the Chardon Gridiron Club. And I mean, from helmets to megaphones to the sign that Chardon sign that you had to the one I had. A lot of different options. Helmet signs as well, in a range of great prices there. So what you can do is you can place your orders at online at chardongridiron.org. Again, that's chardongridiron.org, or you can call the number on your screen there, 440-364-4937, and place your orders. We do want to thank some of the individuals here. Again, you can see it in large, medium, and small sizes, and it's something really neat that you can have. This is my personal favorite right here. If my basement wasn't completely being gutted right now and not to be finished in another 6 years, I would get this.
I mean, it could be the centerpiece of your new basement, Matt.
It really would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
The centerpiece.
But anyways, so you see the number. You can call or text your orders to the Chardon Gridiron Club for these steel signs. Want to thank Brock Construction Company for donating the plywood and painting all the wood. Merritt Woodwork for the CNC work cutting the plywood. Sherwin-Williams, who donated the paint. Mick Ray for donating the sheet metal. Joining Metals for laser cutting the metal. U.S. Powder Coating for powder coating the metal. And Alex McDonald for building the cornhole sets. So, a lot of cool stuff. Make sure you go on the Chardon Gridiron Club website. Again, chardongridiron.org. Place your orders and get yourself some really cool stuff for either outside or inside. I mean, this is stuff that could go in the den, in the out in the garage, out in front of the house. A lot of great options for these things.
Yeah, all kinds of ways to show your Chardon pride in every room of your house. Lots of options. Check it out.
Back, everyone. Chardon Memorial. It's 42-0 as third quarter action about to begin. Matt Jaworski, Ryan Radke with you. Ryan, what a first half for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I mean, they came out to play. They're the #1 team in the region, and they showed it tonight. This is their first playoff game. They had the week off. No sign of rust. Came out big early on special teams. Their first play from the line of scrimmage went for a touchdown, and the Hilltoppers, no rust, came out to play tonight, and they have showed why they are the #1 team in the region.
The quarterback, David Berman, set to kick things off. First time we've seen their kicking game. We've seen the punters. We've seen the punter, I should say, but first time it's been the kickoff unit. Grounder, fielded and covered up on the 25 by Ferrante, and that's where we will begin.
Good solid fundamentals for fielding a grounder there, Matt. Get a knee down, get your body in front of it, scoop it up, just like they teach you in baseball. Fell on it there.
It's why Coach Hewitt can't have Barker out there. He'd be scooping up and throwing it to first for the out.
That's right.
I'm just joking, Blake. Topper's first unit stays out there. Fetchit going to keep it, looking to run left side across the 30 down to about the 31.
I'd imagine that this is the first unit's last series, Matt, but I'm not surprised at all. You didn't play last week. They only played a half the week before. You're going to have, tougher competition coming as the playoffs go on. You can't just have these guys only play 4 quarters of football in 3 weeks. So no surprise at all to see them out there for the first drive of the second half.
Well, this is a unit that has played very few complete games this year. What, maybe 2, Mayfield and Riverside? I think that's been it. Hilltopper's going to run the ball left side. Nice cut. The flag comes out.
It's going to be holding against the Hilltoppers. It did take 6 defenders to bring him down, but after a hold.
Yeah, Elliot Tominski in the game, replacing James Pettyjohn. And got to give a major shout out, by the way, to Gary Parrish, who stopped by the booth just prior to halftime. Gary said that right now, James Pettyjohn sits at 121 yards on 4 carries in this game. Those rushing yards combined with the 360 yards that he had last year in the playoffs moves him to number 5 overall on Chardon's all-time postseason rushing yards list.
Pretty good company to be in there, huh? Good place to get. Top
Absolutely.
5.
When you think some of those, storied programs that this Hilltopper team has had over the years, and some great running backs. Fetchick looking to throw, puts it up in the air left side. Ball is nearly caught. Now a late flag comes out. Boy, Sean Carr, the fullback, did a very good job of staying with the ball, but he was interfered with.
So that'll go against Howland. So you talk about, you said 121 yards on 4 carries?
Yes.
That's a 30-yard average for the day. That's a pretty good average to be pulling on your runs.
Not a bad night for Pettyjohn.
No. It's been pretty much a story for all the Hilltoppers this year. Every time they come out on a Friday night, it turns into a good night at the office, and it's been no exception for Chardon tonight.
Fetchick under center. Tominski goes in motion. They hand the ball off, getting through some guys across midfield near the 40-yard line. And Sean Carr doing some damage.
Sean Carr just kind of snuck through there, right, Matt? Like, you're calling the play, looks like it's developing at the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden you look up, Sean Carr is behind all those guys at the line of scrimmage on a first down run.
Carr, of course, with the touchdown run earlier. Hilltoppers up 42-0 as we've surpassed that margin. And so running clock, as you said.
So Carr had a touchdown run earlier. He also had that 45-yard run where he was chased down at the 7-yard line where it looked like he was going to have a big touchdown run as well.
Tominski in motion, flags a flying.
False start.
Penalties on Chardon.
Left a little early there.
Come on, boys, let's go!
Alex Henry entering the game now, so the backup QB comes in. Also see Charlie Broche in the game as well at fullback, replacing Carr.
Well, Fetchick's had a good day today. He had that touchdown run. He made a big pass to Alex McDonald. Picked up a lot of yards on that in the first half, so good day for Drew Fetchick at the quarterback position as well as he comes out of the game.
Max Buzagani also in as a split end near side. Henry sends Tominski in motion, will hand the ball off up the middle across the 40. And Hilltoppers will get back to that original line of scrimmage on the Broche run.
Charlie Broche, the ball carrier.
Good look there by Broche. Meanwhile, with the running clock, Matt, we've already run off almost half of this third quarter on the opening drive. And
so Hilltoppers happy to take off a chunk more here in this second round playoff game. Henry sends a man in motion. Sweep out to the right side across the 35 down to the 30-yard line. The Hilltoppers picking up some yards. Evan Ash with the first down carry.
Ash on the run.
great run there. Had some good blocking in front of him. Looked like Broche threw a block for him to help spring him free. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were at Brushman. This is a great opportunity for these guys that are, going to be here in the future to show the coaches what they can do well. And it's not just the guy carrying the ball on the run. The coaches are going to look and see that block that Broch just threw to set that run up.
Tominski, right side. No, check that.
Henry, the keeper.
That was the QB running straight up the middle that time. Ryan, you look at the schedule that Howland had this year. They started off by losing 3 of their first 4 games of the year. A 23-0 loss to Canfield. They beat Youngstown Cheney 13-12, and then a 14-7 loss to Shaw, and a 54-19 shellacking at the hands of Youngstown Boardman. Now, what was interesting is Boardman entered that game averaging about 10 points per game at that point in time. They give up 54. Boardman tallied up 572 yards of offense. Chardon gonna run it out toward the left end. I don't think they got the first down there, as it was Rocco Perico with the call.
Boardman kind of turned their season around in that game. They wound up to the point where they're 4-3 now, but they got off to that slow start, as you mentioned, and just had a big day against Howland and were able to put it up. But that's tough early. You play Canfield in week 1. Canfield is such a good program, and then Boardman, that's a program with some history in their football program. So a little bit of a tough schedule early there for Howland, and they still end up 4-3 coming into this game today.
Yeah, they had wins over Youngstown East 35-21, JFK 32-22, and then the playoff win last week, as Hilltoppers will lose a little bit of yardage there. Actually, maybe back the line of scrimmage.
Warren JFK is another good football program. They're probably a few divisions down from Howland, though, but still, that was a tough matchup, too, that they came up with a win on.
Yeah, and then last week they beat Akron Buchtel 27-0, but it's been anything but pleasant here in Geauga County for the Howland Tigers tonight.
When you look at the game on paper, it's what you expect to see the #1 team in the region do in their first playoff outing of the game, and they have completely dominated this game tonight.
Toppers run it right up the middle, and they're going to be shy of the first down marker. We'll turn it over on downs, and much like we saw the first unit get replaced by the second unit, it's now going to be the second unit defense coming out on the field.
No points for Chardon, but with the running clock, that was an 8.5-minute drive. So that's what you're looking to do if you're the Hilltoppers, is now we've gotten to this point, let's get everyone into the locker room healthy and get ready for our game next week.
Looks like David Berman remains in the game at QB. He is. There's still Howland still keeping the starters in, so Babinchak and Snyder, the running backs. They're going to hand it off to Babinchak, gets through the line, the first course of guys. Linebackers will stop him at the 25.
The ball carrier.
And on the tackle for Chardon was Skylar Sullivan, number 6.
Let's go, defense! Tighten up that line!
Babinchak, the call again, right side. Goes through a couple of Hilltoppers, stop shy of the 30. Going to bring up third down and short.
Pick up a couple yards there. This is a nice test for the second unit on defense for the Hilltoppers, going up against a back like Babinchak and getting to see what they have here. A D1 recruit.
And this is where you get yourself noticed for next year for the underclassmen. For the seniors, it's a chance to, Hilltoppers had to get somebody in position. They did. Babinchak gets the first down, spins around across the 35 out to the 40-yard line. Nice running.
You're right, there's a nice spin move there to clear a little bit of extra space and get some yardage. And you're also correct, if you're a guy who can make a couple big plays on Babinchak here, that's going to speak very loudly to the coaching staff moving forward.
Can help you out next year. because I hate to say it, there's going to be a lot of starters not returning next year because they are going to be moving on up. Babinchuk runs again, goes right side, running room. Babinchuk taken off down the field and is brought down around the 30-yard line. It looked like Alex Henry brought him down.
A lot of guys, as you mentioned, graduating, but that's how things go in high school. A guy like Mitch Hewitt doesn't bother him at all. He's got the rest of the guys in the system ready to go, and just Hilltoppers will fill in next year. That's what they do.
That's how it goes. Next man up. Believe me, next year's group of seniors wants a helmet on that wall, just like the seniors the last couple years have had. Berman from the gun will hand it off. Babinchuk coming left side, trying to get around the end. He does 30, 25, and he's knocked out of bounds there.
Get a chance to see Babinchuk's field vision there. Running up the middle, saw something open on the left, changed direction.
Tackled by Max Buzagani.
Max Buzagani in on that stop. End of the quarters coming up pretty quick.
Very well might have been the last play of the quarter. We'll see if they run one more here. 15 seconds.
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
You know, Berman looks back at the clock. He knows he doesn't have that much time. Gonna send a man in motion. Gets the snap from the gun. Gonna hand it off Babinchuk. Cuts through the line, and Babinchuk up near the 20, and that will do it. We have played 3 quarters with the score. Chardon 42 and Howland nothing.
The score, your Chardon Hilltoppers 42, Howland 0.
This game brought to you by Junction Auto Family. Also, the Chardon Smile Center. Precision Orthopedic Specialties. Hazen Contracting Inc., asphalt paving and seal coating. Conic Law. Preston Superstore. Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Always Construction. And Zarzauer Motors.
Hey, the Chardon Crazies, we miss you. Hope you have a safe Friday night watching the game. Be smart, be safe. Let's keep this thing rolling. And if you're interested, tonight's game will be replayed Saturday on GTV, channel 1025 at 6 and 9 p.m. Sunday replays are at noon, 3, 6, and 9 p.m. So if you just, tuned in, missing the first half of the game, plenty of opportunities this weekend to see that great first half of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, it's one of those things you got to tune in early or you may miss out. Now, folks, we can't guarantee this is how all the rest of the playoff games are going to be. Look, we'd all like it. We'd all like it to happen, but it's not going to be the case.
No, but you were right. If you didn't tune in early today, you missed it. We were 6 minutes into the game. It was already 14-0 Hilltoppers. They'd already had a blocked punt touchdown and a 48-yard touchdown run from Pettyjohn. So if you weren't tuned in early, you missed a lot tonight.
Spinning around, new running back into this game, number 22, Matthew Warmer. First time Warmer's gotten the run from the backfield.
Seen him a lot defensively in the first half.
Ryan, you look at the playoff bracket, folks, it's big enough that I had to print it off on an 11 by 17 sheet of paper to get everybody in here in Division III, Region 9.
I wouldn't even have a printer that could have printed that, so I'm glad you did.
I thank my work for it. From the gun, Warmer gets it again, going right side, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Womer breaks up the shutout there with a 16-yard touchdown run. Got some run room on the right side, was able to go through that hole and get the touchdown in there. So 42-6 now. Howland won't be shut out.
So here comes the PAT. Snap is good, kick is down, and it is through the uprights and good. So 11 minutes, 1 second left to go. Toppers still on top, 42-7. Ryan, you look at the playoff bracket here, and Hilltoppers ranked number 1. They will get the winner next week of the Geneva-Hubbard contest. So if Geneva hangs on to win, it's going to be a local matchup. Those schools for a while were in the same conference, in the Premier Athletic Conference, before that split up. And then afterwards, Hilltoppers played Geneva a couple more years after that. Of course, their coach, Chip Sorbet, a former Hilltopper coach who left Chardon to become the head coach of Geneva. He's installed the wing T offense there. I think they're still running it at this point in time.
I'll tell you what, it'll be if Geneva beats Hubbard, that will make for a fun matchup next Friday night with those two teams.
It absolutely will, and it will be here next week. There will be a playoff game here next week, folks. You look at the other matchups tonight in the region, and they include a couple of Geauga County teams. You have NDCL at Aurora tonight. Kenston at Canfield, and then West G taking on St. Vincent St. Mary's down in Akron.
Tell you what, that was a nice win for NDCL last weekend. They were 21 in the region and got an upset victory to get them in.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest upsets of the playoffs so far.
That beat Louisville from down Canton area.
It's always interesting this time of year, and that little pooch kick going to be picked up near the 30. Not much going on after that, but it's always interesting, Ryan, the more we get into this postseason. I mean, the first 2 rounds, and of course, this is the first time ever that every single team has made the postseason. Hopefully next year we get back to the old Harbin points system. I really enjoy that.
You miss JoeItel.com.
Oh, I so do. I so do. So every team makes it. So we're in round 2 right now. Next week would be where the playoffs generally kick in, where you have the regional quarterfinals.
Yes. Well, it would be like 4 weeks from now, but yes, it would be next week. Next week we'll be down to 8 teams in the region is what we'll be down to.
Henry runs straight ahead, not much going there. But yeah, it's weird. We're going to be talking regional quarterfinals in week 9 of the playoffs, off by just a few weeks.
Yes. In theory, the weather is supposed to be a little bit warmer, but we're having a cool October this year, so it's not working out that way.
Yeah, well, you saw us during halftime, and we were showing off those really cool Chardon steel signs. Yeah, believe me, none of us want to be wearing our winter coats and gloves and hats here in October.
I'll tell you what the blessing is normally, if it's cold in Geauga County, that wind is whipping this time of year. That is not the case. The blessing is the flags are all hanging limp tonight. That's helped us out a lot.
Tominski around the right side, and I think he picked up the first down there, Ryan. However, there's a flag on that right corner.
Yeah, it's coming back. A little holding action out there. Matthew Wolmer, who just scored that touchdown, got held over there on that side and made sure the officials knew it, so that'll be a loss.
That young man has just been so involved everywhere tonight.
Yeah, it's let's say Wolmer and Gentile on the defensive end. They have certainly shown to make up for a formidable secondary here for Howland.
You gotta think at this point in time, as the clock continues to run, that the Hilltoppers offense still playing against that first team from Howland. Just want to pick up a couple first downs here and start to really, as QB kept the ball, nothing going for Henry there. Pick up a first down or two and just put this one out of reach.
Yeah, you want to pick up a couple first downs. If Howland gets the ball back and score again, you end up stopping the clock again. I mean, you're up by enough that it's not that big a deal, but still, I think your job here, if you're the Chardon second unit, is to hold the ball, maintain possession, and get to the finish line.
I can tell you there's some fans here who are hoping it stays a running clock. There's a director to my right who hopes there's a running clock. 3rd and 17 from the 27. Henry fakes the handoff to Tominski, keeps it himself, but cannot go anywhere. More great defense by Howland. Luca got him right there.
You know, Matt, a real interesting thing that's going on this week with this different system is even if you lose your playoff game, you're allowed to play 10 games through the second week of November. There are teams that lost last week that are playing tonight.
That's
and
very true.
Howland would still have a couple games left they could schedule if they wanted to play next week.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting wrinkle for these Howland players. This might not be their last time on the field in 2020.
It's a heck of a point, Ryan. Chardon forced to punt the ball. High punt, gonna take a topper roll to about the 40, I will say the 39. And there we go, so 6:50 left to play. Tigers gonna come back out on the field.
Well, we'd like to send a huge thanks out to the Chardon Gridiron Club and all of our sponsors. If you or your business want to get in the game with Topper Football, you can contact Tim Semler at 440-487-3116 or Alex McDonald at 440-251-8214. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity to be part of the action for Hilltopper playoff football.
Berman hands it off. Babinchek goes up the middle to about the 40. Want to send a shout out, by the way, to a couple of Chardon alums watching this game out in Nashville. Hey, hello out to Maggie and Matthew McBride. Hope y'all are doing well. Appreciate you rooting on your alma mater.
Watching from down in Nashville. Hopefully for you it's warmer in Tennessee than it is here, but glad you're all tuned in tonight. Thanks for checking it out.
You know, that familiar formation that we've seen a lot tonight from the Tigers. Babinchek gets the handoff. Nice couple of cuts, and he's got running room across midfield to the 40. Tries to cut back and is going to be stopped shy of the 30-yard line. Then a late flag. Tacking on a few more yards after that. Going to be a face masking call against Chardon.
So we'll tack onto that. And
you know what, too, while we have a minute, want to send another shout out to Dennis and Lillian Graw, who are watching as well.
so he had a block in the back against Howland is the call. And a face mask against Chardon, so offsetting penalties means we'll walk all the way back, Matt, to the Tiger 40. Do it again. Second time we've had offsetting penalties tonight.
Yeah, boy, for Babinchek, a big run that just gets called back. Clock's still running, 4:38 and counting in this one. Hilltopper starters watching the game from the friendly confines of the sidelines. They had a very productive 2 weeks worth of practice for this game. Quick throw, it's intercepted! Racing down the sideline, 30, down toward the 20, and for the Toppers, that was Charlie Broach.
Broach stepped right in front of that passing lane. He read the quarterback's eyes all the way, trying to get the ball to Braden Gibson, the tight end, and Broach just stepped right in front of that route with the interception.
Second team with a big stop, a nice turnover. And
I mean, it's late in the game, but look at the effect of those offsetting penalties.
Yep. And now the Toppers are within striking distance of putting a couple points up on the scoreboard here. And now the official stopping the clock. Official timeout. Somebody had an equipment issue.
Probably a broken helmet strap or something like that, something that needs to get tightened up.
Yeah, that's what it normally is. Tiger, who they took off, was taking his helmet off right away and looking for someone to get it fixed. Handoff left side. Tominski. No, check that. It's not Tominski. Racing toward the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown, Toppers. That time it's Ryan Peterson with the carry.
21-yard touchdown run for Peterson. Just stretched it out to the left side. The blockers got in front, and Peterson kept on running. Turned the corner, gets in the end zone for a touchdown. That's the old stretch run there, Matt. Into the end zone for a touchdown for the Toppers.
So the Hilltoppers, another turnover by Howland, another touchdown by Chardon. Tager with the kick, it is good. With 3:46 left to play, Chardon on top, 49-7. Want to remind you once again, folks, Chardon High School Athletic Department has a raffle going on. Make sure you go online, chardonathletics.org, and purchase your tickets. They're $25 each, and they will be sold through February 5th. Again, winner does not need to be present, but if you win the grand prize, you get a 2020 GMC Terrain courtesy of the Junction Auto family. Second prize is $500. Boy, so generous is the Junction Auto family. Thank you so much for helping out Chardon as a...
It's a nice looking vehicle there too.
Yeah. Well, it's all as the Hilltoppers hope to get a new scoreboard here at Chardon Memorial. Good cause. Gonna have to go online and get a few tickets myself.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Say nothing against the old scoreboard, but a nice new scoreboard here would be a good addition.
Well, there's some issues with it. We'll leave it at that. You know, it's been through a lot of weather. It's just, it's reached its lifespan, and you know, it's electronics. That happens. Ryan, you look at this game, and for all intent and purpose, Hilltopper starters outscored Howland 42-0, and then the second unit right now is tied with the Howland starters at 7.
Yeah, the second unit's played really well. I'd say the biggest play for the second unit in the second half is that Charlie Broche interception. You talked about just wanting to keep the running clock going and get out of here with the big win, and Charlie Broche with that interception was able to kind of help ice that, followed by the 21-yard run by Peterson. But that was a big play by Charlie Broche here late in this fourth quarter.
Now time running out for the Tigers. Babinchak gets it again. No, actually, that's not. That's Warmer. Tries to bound around to the outside. Picked up about a yard or so.
Warmer has the touchdown run for the Tigers tonight. So, you know, it's Babinchak is the big back, but the Hilltoppers have kept him in check and kept him out of the end zone tonight as well. So great work by the Hilltopper D.
Yeah, Chardon was just spectacular tonight. You know, we talked about this during the Brush game, was the fact that Chardon hadn't played a complete game yet this season. Ryan, is it safe to say that, granted it was only for a half essentially, but that they played a complete game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the way you have to look at it, right? I mean,
Warmer going to make a cut left side, and he's got a chance, going to be brought down from behind inside the 30.
I mean, what more could he ask for? You put 6 touchdowns on the board. Defense had a couple turnovers. He had a special teams touchdown. Offense, I mean, everyone did a lot of work in the first half. So, yeah, I think it would be safe to say that the Hilltoppers crammed a full game's worth of work into the first half tonight.
Well, the Chardon defense once again made its mark, turning back the Tigers from Trumbull County. Babinchak gets the call, works his way through a number of guys up near the first down marker, gets that first down. And think about this tonight. With 49 points, it's their third highest scoring game here. They put up 50 against South in the 50-0 win, 55 last week against Brush. They've won games by scores of 42-7, 50-0, 37-6, 35-7, 35-14, and 55-7. Babinchuk going to take it out left side. Babinchuk heading toward the sidelines and toward the end zone. Is he in? No. Going to bring up an and goal situation. But the Hilltoppers have outscored their opponents entering tonight 254-41, a plus 213 differential.
It's a pretty good season. You talk about, some of those opponents in there too. Riverside, Mayfield, both really good teams this year. Both teams that can say their only loss on their docket right now is Chardon. The Hilltoppers just dominated both of them as well.
With 34 seconds left to go, Babinchuk plows ahead for the touchdown.
Well, right after I said they kept him out of the end zone, he went into the end zone, got his touchdown tonight. Still a far cry from the performance Babinchuk in the offense of Howland was able to put up against Akron Buckdale a week ago.
Yeah, this is the best back that they have faced all year long, no doubt about that. The Hilltoppers kept him in check. So it's going to serve as a warning to some other schools that they'll be facing along the way. PAT is good. So with 34 seconds left to go, Chardon up on top, 49-14.
Well, hey, the Chardon Alumni Association is working on their old Hilltopper football films project, trying to digitize a bunch of game film from the 50s to the mid-80s. They have 150 cans of old game films that need digitized. Obviously, they would like the help. If you could help, contact Nick Goshi at goshi@hotmail.com.
That is just such a cool project because you got to think, it's been maybe 70 years since some of those films were viewed last.
I mean, you'd see a lot of cool stuff, and it's one of those things it's a painstaking process, but it's a process that's well worth it. But with that old film, there's only one way to digitize it. That's to dead roll it and let it go into the system. But it's a painstaking process and a long process, but cool process along the way. You get to see a lot of cool old memories of Chardon football.
How about this, Ryan? If they did the films from 1980, you would see the first time the wing tee was debuted here at Chardon, celebrating 40 years this year.
Sounds like the film everyone's going to be fighting over to digit. No, I'll take that. I'll take that can. No, I got that can. No, really, I'll do this one.
That may not be that might be beta or VHS maybe. 1980. Oh, they still, okay. Foster says it was still probably filmed back then. Okay, he said 90s would be VHS. That's what I remember.
That's what I remember too. So still film in the 80s, right? Gotcha.
Hilltoppers will just take a snap here and that will do it. But folks, what a night it has been for Chardon. Began with the blocked punt recovered in the end zone by Rocco Perico, and they just took off from there, up 21-0 after one, and then went into half leading 42-0. They did not look back tonight. A dominant performance as Chardon wins 49-14. This game tonight brought to you by the Junction Auto family. Also by the Chardon Smile Center and Precision Orthopedic Specialties. Thanks going out to Hazen Contracting, Inc., Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. Conic Law. Preston Superstore. Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Always Construction. And Zarzauer Motors. Special thanks also going out to the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club. Also need to thank Sherwin-Williams and Ash's Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Roniak Paving, Achilles Running Shop, McRae Metal Products, Osteo Strong, Impact Church, Brock Construction Company, and Alvord's Yard and Garden Equipment and Shoreside Plumbing. Ryan, final thoughts on tonight's game?
Just a dominant performance by the Hilltoppers, every facet of the game. You mentioned it right before we went out. It started with the play on special teams, the blocked punt touchdown. You had the big touchdown run on one play, 48 yards. You had a nice pass from Fetchick to Alex McDonald's that set up a Fetchick touchdown run. Every aspect of the game tonight was there for the Hilltoppers. Defense, a couple of big interceptions in that one, so dominating performance. Drew Fetchick, great game. Great game all the way around from, 4 carries, 121 yards today, and that was the line. Just for Pettyjohn, just a great performance by the Hilltoppers tonight.
Well, that will do it for us here on GTV. Thanks going out to all our wonderful sponsors for help making this program possible. Also want to thank our cameraman, Chris Graw. Thanks going out to Spencer, to Brett, to director Brian Foster, executive producer Dave Jevnikar, and my partner tonight, Ryan Radke. I am Matt Jaworski. On behalf of all the rest, we'd like to wish you all the best. We'll see you next week for more playoff football.